Hi everyone out there, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. So at the start of a new year, we can sometimes have really big goals, sometimes really lofty goals, but the best thing that we can do is to focus on taking smaller steps, the more attainable steps toward forming new healthy habits, because that way it's so much more doable and it leads to much more sustainable, lasting behaviors in our life. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you 20 really easy, small health habits that you can implement in your life starting today for a refreshed new year. Some things to help you to live more healthy, more intentionally. And I want to thank Beekeepers Naturals for sponsoring today's video. I'll be chatting more about them in a few minutes. And let's get started. Setting an intention for the year ahead is something that can be great to do. A lot of us do. But another great thing that we can do here is actually setting an intention at the beginning of our day. And what this does is it gives us a chance to kind of tune in, to check in, to reflect on what it is that we want for ourselves for the day, and to kind of stay on track with maybe the goals that we do have, if there's like an overarching goal that we do want to work towards. And so what this can look like is simply asking yourself, what is it that I want to feel today? What is it that I want to do today? Maybe for yourself, could be health related or maybe self-care related. And then secondly, to ask yourself, what can I do to make that happen? For example, maybe you want to feel more calm today. And then you can ask yourself, okay, what can I do to make that happen? It could be something like, I am going to take a few deep breaths throughout the day today. And again, all this is doing is just allowing you to really check in and kind of stay more in alignment with what your values are, what your goals are for yourself. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of seeds into your day, such as flax seeds, hemp seeds, or chia seeds. These seeds are so rich in omega-3 fats that are great for combating inflammation, great for our health, great source of fiber as well. And they're so easy to add to all different kinds of recipes, whether it's in a smoothie, on top of a salad, even sprinkling, hemp seeds on toast or something like that is also a great way that you can use these. Another easy thing that you can do is to have a serving of berries every single day. That's about half a cup. So strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, cherries. Those richly colored pigments in berries really represent just how high in antioxidants they are. Just so good for your health. Journaling is one of my favorite calming, de-stressing activities to help me sort through my thoughts and also to support my mental health. And whether you've tried journaling or not, such a good way to reduce stress, to help you to focus more on the things that matter, can help you take a bit of an objective view of the things that might be on your mind. It can help you to stay on track with goals that you might have or to explore goals that you have. It can help to boost creativity. And so there's a couple ways that you can go about it. One is stream of consciousness writing, where you just write from the beginning of the page to the end of the page, just writing whatever comes to mind kind of nonstop. And another great approach that you can take is gratitude journaling. So for example, writing 3 things that you are grateful for and the reasons why can really help to boost your mood. Really, really good, again, for mental, emotional well-being. A really great thing to experiment with doing more of is when you are cooking, make extra. While you already have all your ingredients out on your counter, make some extra for yourself so that you intentionally have leftovers. Really helps with saving time in the kitchen, helps with efficiency as well. And that way you don't necessarily have to be, cooking so many things from scratch all the time, because you're kind of just batch cooking while you're already cooking. Next is swapping white breads and pastas and such with their whole grain counterparts. It's not about eating low carb, it's about eating the slower digesting carbohydrates, and these are the ones that are gonna have all that fiber intact, the whole grain option. So whether this is with rice, with breads, with pastas, another great option that you can try is a legume-based pasta, like one that's made with chickpeas or with lentils, and this will give you a good protein boost as well. Something that I have been doing for a while now, probably the past year or more, is just incorporating more plant-based proteins into my day or into my week when I am planning out meals for the week. Research shows just how beneficial it is for us to be eating more plant-based proteins because of how high in phytonutrients these foods are, and fiber, so things like legumes, beans, lentils, nuts and seeds, tofu, tempeh. So one of my favorite ways to incorporate more of these into my meals is with replacing some meat in a certain recipe, like for example a spaghetti sauce, with some lentils and mushrooms. The more of them we can get into our diet, the better. Most of us can definitely benefit from eating more of these types of foods. Improve your sleep by turning down the temperature at night. Our core body temperature naturally decreases at night, and research shows that sleep is much easier and more restful when the temperature is a little bit lower for when we are sleeping. So an ideal temperature is anywhere between 60 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. So some great ways that we can cool ourselves down at night. I mean, right now it's the winter, so it's quite cold outside. We've got the furnace on, but we do try to turn down the furnace a little bit at night so it's not, too hot in our room. Or in the summer, having the AC on, opening windows, having a fan going, or sticking your feet out from under the sheets can also help to keep you a little cooler at night as well. Stretching is another fantastic way to support our health. It's really, really easy to do. Doesn't have to take long either. And sometimes it gets a little bit forgotten about, is like taking a few moments to like stretch our arms, stretch our legs, stretch our torso. So whether you want to roll out a yoga mat and just spend a few minutes doing that, or even in your chair, reaching overhead, stretching a little bit, but even honestly just like straightening your posture. These things can do wonders for how you feel and just your overall health. Next is to give your immune system a boost, especially because it is the winter. Cold and flu season is for sure among us. So some examples of ways that we can do this are eating zinc-rich foods. So like pumpkin seeds are a great source of zinc. Getting vitamin D, getting good quality sleep is also really important for our immune function. And also just eating plenty of whole nutritious foods, especially those that are really high in antioxidants like we talked about. And another really high source of antioxidants and other nutrients like zinc, for example, and B vitamins and vitamin C is something called propolis, which is kind of the bodyguard of the beehive. So bees use propolis to line the walls of their hives to keep germs out. And we as people can also use propolis to support our immune system, to combat free radical damage, to soothe sore, scratchy throats, and also to just get a boost of some of those nutrients as well. It has over 300 beneficial compounds, so it's pretty impressive. So this here is the Propolis throat spray by Beekeepers Naturals, who is sponsoring today's video. And I started actually using this back in December when I had literally the worst sore throat of maybe my entire life, and it was so incredibly soothing. It was just like such an essential for me to have like at my bedside. Studies show that it is antimicrobial as well. It's antifungal, so really good for warding off germs. And it's just such a quick and easy way to not only soothe a sore throat, but get a little boost of some of those nutrients and antioxidants. It's such a good addition to your medicine cabinet. Also great for little ones who might be bringing home germs from school. If you're wondering what it tastes like, it's very, very sweet. Has a very sweet taste. We just need a few sprays and it's great. All of Beekeepers Naturals products use clean, science-backed ingredients. They're free of artificial colors, artificial preservatives, and third-party tested to make sure that they are free of pesticides, which is good for the bees and for us as well. So if you want to learn more about Beekeepers Naturals and their line of products, including their Propolis throat spray, I will leave a link for you below to check them out. Next is to eat mindfully. When we eat more mindfully by avoiding scrolling on our phone or watching TV or other kinds of distractions while we're eating, we're better able to focus on properly chewing our food, slowing down, and also we're better able to tune into those fullness and those satiety cues to help us avoid overeating. Which brings me to my next point that I want to share here, and that is to try to eat until about 80% full versus 100% stuffed. So what this looks like is when you're done eating, you should feel comfortably satisfied, no longer hungry, but not so stuffed that you are like sluggish and you need to lie down and your stomach hurts. We want to kind of aim for that 80% fullness. It's also a lot easier on your digestive system when you do this too. And this kind of comes back to that mindful eating component when we're able to slow down, really focus on our meals, minimize distractions. We can again chew better, we can tune into those fullness cues a lot better too, which helps us to prevent overeating. Next is to get fresh air once a day. This could be spending a little while in nature. Maybe there's a trail nearby, or just going for a walk around your neighborhood, or even just sitting outside for a few moments or opening up a window to get some fresh air. It's really cold here right now, but even in the mornings, I still love, sometimes I'll open up the back door and I just love getting a little bit of fresh air. I love taking a moment to listen to the birds, just like one of my favorite things. I just find it very, very peaceful, and it just gives me a little quiet mental health moment. I feel like so often we take a shower in a really rushed way, like we just need to hurry up, we need to get clean, and then we need to get out. But when we can take a shower or take a nice warm bath for the purpose of really relaxing and recharging and having a moment to ourselves to practice a little bit of that self-care. So instead of focusing on like, okay, I need to hurry up and soap up and wash my hair and then I need to get out, can you take just a few extra minutes to really enjoy the whole experience? Next is to eat more fermented foods. Things like yogurt, tempeh, kimchi, sourdough, sauerkraut. These foods are really beneficial for our gut health and for supporting the health of our microbiome. Take advantage of the freezer section by stocking up on healthy frozen staples, freezer staples. Some of my personal favorites are things like frozen cauliflower, frozen chopped butternut squash, frozen peas, frozen mixed berries that I love for smoothies. These are still such healthy options, and it can add that convenience factor for us during the week when we're in a pinch. Next is to floss, another really simple thing that we can do that's great for our health and protecting the health of our teeth long term. I also have a water flosser, which is enjoyable to use. It's not quite the same as manually flossing, but still nice, and it's very, very refreshing to use. The trick with flossing though is you gotta get the right floss. You gotta get like a satin floss, the kind that goes in between the teeth really easily. That's the best kind, not the like really hard to use stuff. It's the worst. If you've ever wondered how much water you should be aiming to drink per day, you wanna drink about half your body weight in ounces of water per day. So for example, if you weigh 130 pounds, divided by 2 is 65. So 65 ounces is what you would want to be aiming to drink. You can also boost your water with things like electrolytes or trace minerals is a great way to just kind of enhance the water that you are drinking. Okay, a couple more things I want to share with you here. Next is to not skip lunch. The same goes for breakfast as well, but skipping lunch, I can honestly be bad about this sometimes. Maybe we're too busy or we're not prepared enough, whatever it is. But being conscious of making an effort to make sure that we are fueling up midday and we're getting enough of those carbohydrates, protein, some good fats, really helps to make sure that our mood and our energy levels and our appetite is more balanced. Because when we skip meals like lunch or breakfast as well, we're so much more likely to have just ravenous cravings later on, and we're a lot more likely to make less sensible food choices because we end up just being so hungry. Really try to fuel up properly midday and see how it makes you feel. All right, and lastly, number 20 is to drink alcohol minimally, and especially to just pay attention to how it makes you feel when you do drink it. So I personally do very much enjoy myself a glass of wine, but as I've gotten older, I'm much better able to just better assess how it's actually making me feel, whether that day, while I'm drinking it, or the next day. And especially if you notice things like maybe your face is more puffy, or your fingers are, or you're not sleeping as well, or your mood is a lot lower after having alcohol, it may be a good idea to try to cut back a little bit on the amount that you might be drinking, and again, just see how that makes you feel. So that is it for today's video. 20 really easy small health habits that you can easily implement into your life. Let me know in the comments below which one of these things resonates with you most. Maybe pick one or two that you think would be most beneficial for you right now. Thank you again to Beekeepers Naturals for sponsoring today's video. I will leave a link to their website below for you to check out their products. And that is it for me for today. I will see you all very, very soon.